But the deoxyribonucleic acid, this
Yeah, people know
fluid,
DNA.
this fluid has the blueprint that tells your body and your cells what to do. And so it's there, but it has to have that material, that raw material to work with. So what we're finding is that by changing the fuel and giving the body the fuel that God originally intended, okay, we're not talking about a product around on the other side of the world that's costly. We're talking about things that grow, things that come from the earth, that come right out of the ground, and it's a combination of the sun and the soil producing a plant and eating the elements of that plant. It gets into the cell, and the cell has a stronger ability, and it's stronger. And so what happens is, if you treat the body like a whole, not like your arm has a problem with cancer, or you know, your heart has a problem, treat the entire body with diet and with lifestyle. And you know, I'm not really to that point yet to explain the acronym, but whenever you give me the cue, I can give the acronym.
Okay, you can mention it. Okay.
I can? Okay.
Sure.
The acronym that we use and have been using for all of my life is the NEWSTART.
What does it mean?
Nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, rest, air, and trust in God. So, you know, I said that fast, but nutrition would be eating God's original diet. Okay, nutrition, exercise, exercising the body, keeps the blood flowing. Water, the architectural component of every cell is actually water.
80%.
70 to 80% of our body, if you squeeze or dry the brain, you only have just a few ounces. You know, it goes down to nothing. We are pretty much water. And when we do not drink water, our kidneys recirculate and constantly work to purify the water within our body. And we're also losing through our sweat. And when you breathe, you're losing in the air that we exhale. So water, sunshine, of course, isn't a problem in this country. You have plenty of sunshine.
Sunshine here is not beneficial, but it's just like a torment.
Yeah, I don't get too much into the sun issue here because you have too much sun. I mean, you got a lot of sun. But for people that think that the sun is harmful, depending on your race, if you have darker skin, you're able to manage and handle more sun. Did you know that it's called, some people call it the 7-dehydrocholesterol of the skin, the epidermis, has the ability, when cholesterol comes out through the skin with the sun hitting the skin, it actually converts it to vitamin D. And so that lowers blood pressure, it helps the skin, of course, and hopefully, if you're a vegetarian, you only have the cholesterol that your body makes. You don't have 10,000 other animal cholesterols in your body, because that's not healthy, and that's the cause. And by the way, putting on record here, that is the cause of heart disease, is cholesterol and plaque from frying foods, from eating fats and eating the animals. You know, it's called the animal's revenge, because he gets revenge by leaving a little bit of his cholesterol in your body. You've killed him, he's going to get revenge, and eventually you will die.
Slowly, killing you slowly as well.
Yeah, so NEWSTART, and then sunshine, rest, getting proper rest.
How important is rest? Because especially nowadays, people are keep on working.
Well, you don't have to sleep half of your life, but some say 30 or 40%. It's a good share of your life. You are supposed to sleep. Your body heals.
What's that? Is there a particular time?
Each person varies. They're not all the same. You know, people have different genes and different sleep needs. I tend to need more sleep than some people, and your body will tell you if you feel tired. You know. But it's important to note that your body heals when you sleep. I mean, it really does more healing when you're sleeping.
Is there a difference between sleeping during the broad day and at night?
Yes, actually, and you know, I'm not going to get too much into this right now, of course, but with regards to the energy that the sun provides
Mm-mm.
onto this planet. Science is pointing towards the sleep before midnight as
Mhm.
being more beneficial twice as much as after midnight.
Oh, okay.
And it seems that that is the case. So when you
Mhm.
sleep after midnight, you're losing the benefits of the energy from the sun
Mhm.
prior to midnight. So it's
Mhm.
important to go to bed early when the sun goes down, wake up early.
Mhm.
That's the best.
Okay, I cut you on
Yes.
that because, especially here in the Philippines, we have this BPOs. You know what is business process outsourcing? American people or Canadian people or Australian people put up businesses here in the Philippines, and some people are on night shift, and the tendency they're going to sleep during the day.
Yeah, that is one of the challenges that I see around the world is
Mm-mm.
the need to work, the need to provide for family, and that's really an individual choice that each person has to make. How important is your life being alive?
Mhm.
Some people have a job, makes a lot of money, provides for the family, but it's a detriment to their health.
Mhm.
They have life insurance when they die, their family,
Mhm.
get rich, and I really believe that your life is more valuable than any money. And I really would vote on the fact that children want their parents around,
Mhm.
parents want their children around. They would rather have, to be able to see them than to have the money. Maybe not in all cases, but that's my principle.
That's your principle.
So
But
it's just a matter of you have to find out a lot of times when people get sick, and this is for the Filipino people to understand.
Mhm.
When you go to the city and you're working this rush life
Mhm.
and you start to break down,
Mhm.
I have to encourage many times people to go back into the country, into the province, and slow down their life and to be able to heal.
But
and
a lot
get
of
well.
Filipinos are planning to go abroad because they believe that there's a greener pasture.
That's
in
the answer
United
to their
States.
problems. Well, I wouldn't say
Would you
that
encourage
that's
people
not true.
going
It is true that many places in the world have more abundant resources.
Mhm.
However, I've made 14 trips to this country. I'm not a completely newbie in this country.
Mhm.
And so I've come to, like I say, love the people and the country, and I happen to know
Mhm.
that this country has some beautiful places and some resources, plants. You're near the equator, so you've got this year-round growing season,
Mhm.
sun and water and earth.
Mhm.
It's an incredible blessing.
Mhm.
And so when you can grow food like that, you're going to have the ability, very little nutrition.
Mhm.
And so, I don't always mention all the names of the, they might
How
go
about
after
burgers, fries? We copy that. We
me. Yeah,
adapted
exactly.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, the restaurants and the fast food chains. See, people want things faster and faster and faster.
Mhm.
But if you go back to the Bible, God had a principle after the origin of sin and Adam and Eve, and at that time,
Mhm.
then we had to work for our food. We had to till the soil and take time to grow it and prepare it or to cut it up, and it was a little bit more difficult.
Oh, okay.
But people want things fast.
Mhm.
They want to drive through and get it within seconds, and that speeding up the process has nutritionally depleted the food to where I don't call it food anymore.
It's junk
just
food?
It's just
Junk
a
food?
pile of fat, and it's causing people to get
Junk
sick
shop.
and to die.
So
ultimately.
So that's the reason why there's a word like instant food.
Yeah, and it's gotten so bad. Then the energy drinks. So then they don't have time to eat anymore. So then they're just resorting to Red Bull, for example. Things
energy drink.
Things that give you a boost of energy, but there's no real food substance, nutritional value.
You mentioned a while ago regarding Bible teaching or principles. Can you tell us what are the basic foods that God wants us to eat?
Well, I like to look at it like this.
Mm-hmm.
Can we use the word jeepney? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
people understand that here.
Mm-hmm.
A jeepney company, and most jeepneys run on diesel, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you put a jeepney is built for diesel,
Mm-hmm.
and the engine is diesel. But if you put another type of fuel in it, it's going to break down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's designed by a designer to run on diesel. Our body was designed by a designer to
Mm-hmm.
run on a specific kind of fuel that you can find in the Bible, Genesis 1:29.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first verse that talks about what God is giving us for food. And it says anything and everything that has a seed within itself.
Mm-hmm.
Basically fruits.
Fruits. Okay, number one, fruits, to make it clear. So one is fruit. So
Yeah, and the exact in King James in English, behold, I, God is saying, have given you every herb-bearing seed that is upon the face of the earth. That shall be your meat.
Mm-hmm.
Meat doesn't mean animal, it means food.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
at least that's clear.
So after a while, the herbs, the leaves were giving for the healing of the nation. And so that was
What does it mean?
the leaves.
Leaves, okay.
Well, that's the vegetables, basically.
Vegetable, okay. Mm-hmm.
So fruits, grains, nuts, vegetables. The fruit actually, grains, nuts, fruits, anything with a seed, that is considered the fruit, the offspring of the plant. So that's where the nutrition is, but then leaves were given, and so we have leaves. So the Bible talks about a specific diet
Mm-hmm.
and a lifestyle, which is tilling the soil, working in the garden, working on the farm. And we find, and I'm not trying to jump ahead here, but we find that that diet and that lifestyle has been really the cause of the group that I'm from
Mm-hmm.
in California
Mm-hmm.
as being noted by National Geographic as one of the 3 healthiest groups of people on planet Earth.
Wow.
And you can
Can
read
you
that.
tell more about that?
Well, yeah, National Geographic set out,
Mm-hmm.
sent scientists all around the world to find the healthiest groups of people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
The Hunza people, or they're in that area, Okinawa, Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and California, an area, a pocket of Seventh-day Adventists living there, that some are even my family, my father, and they have lived past and beyond 100 in
Centenarian.
good health.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And still driving and enjoying life without aches or pains or any diseases. Now, my father died from something, it was more like an accident, choking, an anatomical obstruction or in his throat, but I sent his body at 101 when he died to the Adventist, I think it was Glendale Adventist Medical Center, and they did some research and gave me a printout.
Mm-hmm.
His bone density, calcium, was not diminished. It was like a 40 or 50-year-old, they said. His everything, his arteries, no arterial sclerosis,
Mm-hmm.
no plaque, endothelial cells, all the different parts of the body that at 100 would have been broken down by, in most cases, was not happening with my father. And he was, one interesting thing, there has been a big push. Where do you get your protein? Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah. Even I also asked that question because a lot of people are eating vegetable and everything, fruits and grains. But how about the protein?
It's really an interesting. Sometimes you have to go back to the origin of where did the question come from.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about protein, what the best protein would be, our body obviously is protein, right? Our muscle is protein.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to become cannibals and eat each other. I mean, but that would be the ideal if you're trying to get close to our own protein. Cow, and those are a different species. But you find that, and in nature, you look at the biggest animals, elephants and those big animals, they eat vegetables, grasses, and that happens to be the best source of protein to eat. It is a good protein. Actually, there was studies done to find protein deficiencies on planet Earth. And you know where they found protein deficiencies? In Ethiopia and in countries where they were starving to death. You see, protein deficiency is almost unheard of on planet Earth, except in places where people are hungry and starving, because food has protein in it. So the origin of that came from a shift with our country, the United States, trying to create an affluent, rich, wealthy America. And that was over 100 and some years ago, or maybe 200 years ago, because eating meat was a sign in Europe, of course, of wealth.
Yeah. That's a big question also for me, because especially here in the Philippines, that we have this thinking that only those people or affluent people or rich people can buy those.
But you know what's crazy?
Fruits. Can you tell us more about that?
What's crazy
you
is
have your own idea about that.
What's crazy is people say I'd be a vegetarian if I could afford it. It is so much cheaper to be a vegetarian than eating animals. Just look at how much it costs per kilo, and but also you look at where do you place your value. If you're putting it on pesos or dollars, that's not so good. But if you put it on your life, that's where I put my value. So you do find out, if you understand what to eat and you learn how to cook and prepare foods, and it is good to eat raw foods, then you can save money. But could I just interject something?
Sure.
Because here I'm going on the air, and I've been on radio stations and television. I'm 45, so 25 years of experience, approximately, something like that. And I know that there are people out there listening that are sick. I know there's people that are hurting. And those people want answers. And they're not getting answers from the medical system or arena, from their doctors. And I want to make sure and clarify here that I believe in doctors and I believe in hospitals, and I think they're a great institution, and I think the government, in many cases, not all, of course, there's not perfectness with all governments, of course. Wherever there's money, there's going to be some corruption. But we need the doctors. I appreciate them. We need the hospitals, especially with accidents. But when it comes to cancer, heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and you've printed out 10 of the major causes of diseases, when it comes to those, there is answers, and they're not coming always. They do sometimes by a few doctors who extend their schooling. Okay, Dr. Dean Ornish is one. Dr. T. Colin Campbell was one of the pioneers. Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. These are doctors, MD.
Mga kaibigan, meron pa tayong 11 minutes para po tapusin ang ating magandang talakayan ngayong gabi. Kasama ko pa rin po si Steve Jenkins. No. There's no R. Right. Okay. Maybe in my third attempt I can pronounce it well.
I forgive you.
I'm forgiven tonight. So we have Kurt, we have a beautiful lady I saw here, and Monica, and your Rochelle, your beautiful wife, and some other friends outside waiting for us. So you have a beautiful music. This is my first time to hear your voice. So maybe next time we will invite you, or more often you come over here. So muntik nagtang matagalog.
Maraming Tagalog.
Ako naman mag-English. So
Okay,
we've been
English.
we finished discussing about the acronym, or what's that? The nutrition?
The NEWSTART.
And a NEWSTART.
The
Okay.
NEWSTART program.
Okay.
Yes.
The last part we discussed about
It's trust in God.
trusting in God. So is there any difference to a person who's not a God-fearing compared to other person in terms of lifespan?
A lifespan. Well, I asked my father when he was 100 years old. I said, "What do you contribute, really, or you attribute," was the word used, "your longevity and good health to?" And he really said it's a consistent living healthy, or a lifestyle that is a consistent, not just going to the gym and eating healthy one week and then splurging on eating something not so healthy but it's a consistent every single day
Mhm.
of your life, eating and living to be healthy.
Mhm.
And the upshot or the advantage, the benefit of that is that you don't get sick, you don't feel bad, you enjoy life. And you know what? And I was mentioning Caesar Montano and Miss Earth and some of these people in this country that I've met who are celebrities. But let's talk about America, the celebrities there, like Chevy Chase and Clint Eastwood and
They are
Mel
vegetarian
Gibson.
people.
Yes, they are. Most of the movie stars, rock, singers, rock singers, Whitney Houston, all of those people are complete vegetarians. Because they know that there's different reasons for being a vegetarian. One is they don't like the mistreatment of the animals, the abuse and the pain. They don't want to be a part of that. And they don't like the fact that 80% of American oats are used for cows to make burgers. That doesn't make sense, because even a small portion of that could end starvation globally. But rather than ending starvation, we need burgers, which end up causing you to have a heart attack and die. It's all about money. There's an interesting saying that those that got it. Have you ever heard of the golden rule of the Bible?
What is that?
Doing unto others as you would want them to do to you.
Yeah. Okay.
But politicians kind of twist that around, and it's been said that the golden rule for them is those that got the gold make the rules. If you have money, you get to make the rules. There's another saying that I've thought of several times, and that is, figures never lie. Figures, if you add 1 + 1 is 2, figures don't lie, but liars know how to figure. And so they make up these figures that are just ludicrous. They don't make any sense if you understand what they're talking about, with regards to and I'm not going to go into all the details, but there is so many statistical facts that they trick you into buying their products, and the underlying, purpose of their agenda is making money. And it's really, there's not a lot of money in dead people. Would you agree? Once you're dead, you're not generating money, right? And when you're healthy, for the pharmaceutical, the health industry of basically the world, which is hospitals and pharmaceuticals, if you're healthy, you're not making a lot of money that way either. It's somewhere in the middle when you're sick. So there's kind of almost a need for people to be sick to generate money, and that's sad.
Yeah, the hospitals will be losing money without patients. So we have only 1 minute left. Okay, can you wrap up something? What can you say about?
Well, I would like to tell people Health in Hawaii, HEALTHINHAWAII is my YouTube channel, and help at kalapahouse.com is I'm the founder and president of Kalapa House, and there is hope. If you just stop doing what's making you sick and start making healthy choices, some amazing things will happen. And I would love to come back another week and share more. I could share you some incredible things.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Maraming salamat, Steve. And
Walang anuman.
Walang anuman, at lahat ng mga kaibigan nating narito. At ganoon din po sa mga kaibigan nating nakinig sa programang Pamilya at Kalusugan. Patuloy nyo pong antabayanan nito tuwing Lunes, 7 to 8 dito lamang po sa DWPL 1242 kHz sa inyong mga talapihitan. So mga kaibigan, tayo muna ay magpapaalam pansamantala. Tayo po ay magkita-kitang muli sa darating na Lunes dito lamang po sa programang Pamilya at Kalusugan. Ang iyong kaibigang Ferds nagsasabing mag-ingat tayo ngayong gabi. Marami pong salamat and bye-bye for now. Kami nga pagdating.
Akala namin, hindi na kami makaabot. Talagang
Okay guys, so go to kalapahouse.com, KOLAPAHOUSE.com. Thank you, sir.
So next Sunday,
Monday. If I'm here, guys, she's gonna sing.
No, you pretend like you're doing picture. Ako rin. Picture ka dito.
Okay, we're gonna get some pictures, guys.
Okay, go.
So, are we prepared now to talk on air? Mga kaibigan po, ako ay mayroong bisita dito ng isang American. So, from time to time, I need to speak in English. So, maintindihan po ng lahat, di ba? So, kasama ko ngayon si Steve Jenkins. Siya po ay from California at narito rin ang kanyang butihing asawa na kamukha po ni sinong kamukha mo? Si Venus Ra.
I'll help you with the pronunciation. Jenkins.
Oh, Jenkins. Okay.
Jenkins. There you
Jenkins.
go.
Okay. So
People a lot of times say Jerkins.
okay. So you want to say something about your about how's the condition of the Philippines right now? You experience the heavy traffic in the street along EDSA. So what can you say?
You know, well, like we were discussing, Indonesia is worse, so you know you can always think of the bright side.
Yeah.
That it's not the worst, but it was pretty rough getting here. Yeah, I would say.
Mm-hmm. So are you planning to stay longer in the Philippines, or are you going to have it back? Yeah, going back to
Well,
California.
if I did what I'd want to do, I'd probably be somewhere up in the mountains where the air is fresh, and you know. But God calls us to a lot of different places in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And this country is near and dear to my heart, and the people here I found them to be very nice. So I have a dream and a concern for their health, and a dream to be taught here, but also to educate when I get a chance.
Okay, that's good. At least you are familiar with the Filipinos, especially your wife is a Filipina, a beautiful one. So you're lucky enough to have a beautiful Filipino wife. Okay.
Thank you.
So more on the Philippines. What can you say more about the people, the condition, and everything that you have been observing us?
Okay, well, I really appreciate that the fact that Filipinos love Americans usually, and in most cases, and they look up to us as kind of liberating them, you know, during the war.
Wow, yeah.
But
But
there's a negative side to Americans, which is their diet and lifestyle, which affects their general health, and it's crept over into other countries.
yeah, we copied, or we just having those cultures. We copied some cultures from Western, Western cultures, should I say?
And it's affecting the health of the people, and the children.
So what are the common, should I say, or the similarities of
Illnesses?
American and Filipinos?
Well, similarities. Heart disease is the king of diseases when it comes to killer diseases, things that affect people and the health in general of an area.
Okay.
So heart disease.
So heart disease. Okay, mga kaibigan, kami po ay umpisa na sa aming rangkadahan dito ngayon, pero meron nag-text sa atin from Villamor Air Base, ang ating mga friends dyan na nakikinig ngayon. At na-late kami. Ayan. Binabati ko si Amy, ganun po si Ellen, sila po ay nakikinig sa atin, at sino pa tong iba, at hindi ko na masyadong nakikita, no? Pero batiin na lang natin ang ating pong mga friends, mga Dilatory family dyan sa Villamor Air Base. Kung mayroon po kayong mga katanungan sa discussion pong aming tatalakayin mamaya po, ay pwede po kayong tumawag sa aming mga numero. Nais ko pong dahan-dahanin ko siguro, no, sa line 1 po. Pakitanong mo nga itong isa, naputol yung isang last digit. Sa ating line 2, 6312647. At para sa ating mobile, 0918-925-7980. Okay, nakapagpahinga na kaya itong kasama natin? Okay, to start with, I would like to know more about you, Steve. Could you please tell us something about what have you been doing in the United States? So, your previous work?
Okay, interestingly enough, my father, he was born in 1905. Okay, so he's deceased, but he lived past 100 and in good health. And his father, my grandfather, was a doctor who worked with John Harvey Kellogg, the founder of the first Seventh-day Adventist Sanitarium Hospital,
Mm-hmm.
which of course, Manila has an Adventist Sanitarium Hospital
Yes.
called MAMC, Manila Medical
Mhm.
Center. So it's kind of in the genes, in the blood of my veins to
Mhm.
be interested in the cause and prevention of disease and how to be healthy.
Mhm.
I saw it with my father, and so my interest to become a doctor changed as I started to realize that the key to health
Mm-hmm.
is a little bit different than drugs, surgery,
Mhm.
medications, things like that. And so my background is not a doctor,
Mhm.
but it's been enmeshed in and just living and growing up in a culture, in a family. For example, I'm a strict vegan from birth. My
Mhm.
father was a strict vegan from birth. So I've never eaten anything with a face, anything that can look at me with eyes, or
Okay.
anything from that. And so I've lived it. My father lived it. And when you live that lifestyle, you start to see
Mm-hmm.
the miracles of people getting well on a regular
Okay.
basis.
Let's talk more about that. Then I'd like to know more about. You've said a couple of days that you were also engaged on television, on radios in California. What is it?
Well, for a while people thought and called
Mhm.
me a TV personality, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't go to that extent. I had some infomercials and commercials that were basically public announcement commercials,
Mm-mm.
not selling anything, but giving an idea for free.
Mm-mm.
For example, this simple idea:
Mm-mm.
getting well is simply a matter of stopping from
Mhm.
doing what is making you sick
Mm-mm.
and start doing things to get well.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, there's some different opinions and ideas. But I ran a health center for 16 years.
16 years.
And
Yeah.
I was not the doctor, but I had 3 doctors working under me,
Mhm.
and several of them quite notable, and around the world and in the Philippines. I guess I can mention the names probably.
Sure, sure.
Dr. Eileen Luddington
Mm-hmm.
was my mentor, I guess you
Mhm.
could say, my health mom who raised me and helped me in the little clinic that I started.
Mm-hmm.
And I call it a clinic here because that's what people understand. But,
Yeah,
but in
clinic.
the United States, we call it a lifestyle center
Much,
or health
much
education
better.
center.
It sounds good. Lifestyle center.
Well, see, because getting well really takes the cooperation of the patient,
Mm-hmm.
more so even than the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors tend to give up on the patient on them trying to, getting the patient to make the changes in their life. For
Mhm.
example, quitting smoking.
Mm-hmm.
If a doctor spent all their time trying to get people to stop smoking,
Mm-hmm.
it would be problematic financially because it's such an addictive habit. So, but that's a cause. That's a cause of disease.
Mhm.
And so obviously people need help to
Mhm.
stop smoking.
Sure.
So that's a lifestyle center.
And we can also teach how to stop smoking, maybe in
Right.
some other topics or
And that's,
some
yeah,
other.
another time.
Another
Hey, that's a
time,
great
not now.
subject.
So let's start now to discuss our main topic today or tonight. And I would like to ask you, what are the common or the prominent, should I say?
Prominent?
Yeah, meaning the killer diseases nowadays.
Well, it's interesting. More than 100 years ago, diphtheria, influenza, tuberculosis, pneumonia,
Mm-hmm.
those were infectious diseases that
Mhm.
dominated the
Mhm.
world. And, the bubonic plague, and there's some history
Mhm.
behind us, and polio and things like that affected us as a nation in the United States and
Mhm.
probably here in the Philippines. But there was a shift
Mm-hmm.
as antibiotics and medications. I can kind of use the word improve, however,
Mhm.
it's still not the answer. But because of those things, there was a shift in the types of diseases, and there was more lifestyle-based diseases. So then
Mhm.
it became heart disease, cancer, diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
and strokes increased,
Mm-hmm.
which heart disease and strokes are pretty much in the same category because it's
Mhm.
all a clogging of the arteries or the nerves or in the brain.
So can you tell us what is the lifestyle of American people?
Well, we call it
They
the
eat or
the
how-
sad diet.
What's that?
standard American diet.
Okay.
SAD.
Oo.
The SAD diet. So, you know,
Sobrang traffic. Kay hirap talaga. So, ganun pa naman. Mga kaibigan, kami po ay narito upang muling maghatid sa inyo ng pabalita, mga balita tungkol po sa kalusugan. Kung kaya't sa mga kaibigan po namin na nakikinig sa mga sandaling ito po ay tuloy-tuloy lang po tayo. Medyo marami kami ngayon sa studyong ito. Marami akong mga kasama at mamaya po ay magkakaroon tayo ng magandang discussion regarding po sa kalusugan. Siyempre, bilang panimula po ay tayo po muna ay magbabatian. Ayan. Siguro babatiin natin mga friends natin dyan sa Mindoro. Sila po ay nakikinig ngayon. Ganun din po sa mga friends natin dito sa bandang Taguig. Taguig, saan pang iba? Pero kay mga kaibigan. So, mga kaibigan, kung kayo po ay nice na tumawag live on air, syempre, meron po kami mga numero dito na pwede nyo tawagan para sa aming line 1. Narito po ang ating 631264. Where's the one? And the other one is line 2 is 6312647. Sa mga friends naman natin na gustong dumaan sa mobile line, syempre sa 0918-925-7980. Okay, tuloy muna tayo sa music. Magpapahinga lang kaunti sapagkat kami po ay talagang naghabol. Sobrang traffic po sa EDSA. Okay, so ayan na. So, kailangan ko lamang po ay ituloy-tuloy ang aking music. Nasaan na si kaibigan ng ating pong kasama rito. Siguro pwede na pumasok yung isa nating kaibigan na sa labas, no? So, mga kaibigan, katulad ng sabi ko po, ay sana po nag-i-enjoy kayo sa inyo pong hapunan ngayon. Kami po ay magpapakagutom muna, alang-alang po sa inyo. Okay, mamaya-maya po ay tunghayan na natin ang ating pong mga issues na dapat ninyong pakinggan at dito lamang po yan sa programang Pamilya at Kalusugan. Ayan. Bakit po pamilya? Sapagkat napaka-importante po sa bawat family na ang mga miyembro nito ay mayroong magandang kalusugan. Sapagkat kung ang kalusugan ay mawala, lahat na po ay mawawala. Wala na maghahanap buhay, wala na po tayong puhunan. Which is ang ating capital ay ang ating pong
Physical realm or standpoint, no matter how you look at it, the cleaner the foods, we say, the whiter the rice, not so nice. The whiter the bread, the sooner you're dead. There's a few puns that we use to kind of help people understand these things. But color in your vegetables, color in your grains has more vitamins. And if you eat more vitamins and more minerals, you're going to be healthier.
Yes.
Hey, I got a neat thing that I just noticed. Our singer has showed up. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. I guess she needs to rest for a while to prepare herself.
Probably.
Okay. But
And my cameraman is showing up. The traffic
and
has
these
been
people are
really bad
in a
here.
hurry as well.
Yeah, we're stuck in the traffic though.
Yeah, so you want to have a break and say something.
Oh,
Okay, have your phone,
Microphone here.
Tagalog?
If anyone wants to see this on my YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
it's Health in Hawaii. You can watch this. You can see us all here and how professional we are.
Sure. We are. Okay, you.
Yeah, hi guys. This is Monica Fernandez. I'm really sorry. I'm late because of the traffic. And in a way, thanks God, we were able to make it. I was really prepared. Well, I was prepared not to sing today because
Okay. I guess you need to say it again.
Oh,
It's because there's an echo. I heard an echo here.
wake up.
Yeah. So you better give this one to her.
Okay,
and say,
over here?
Yeah. Say something. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience.
Hi guys, this is Monica Fernandez, and thanks God, I made it. Really, I was really prepared not to sing tonight because really I was in the bus and all this traffic and made me really crazy. And I'm so happy. I made it thanks to the Lord.
Okay, Monica, can you tell a brief something about yourself? Are you a recording artist or what you're doing in the United States? Oh, where you belong?
I belong in the Philippines.
I thought you live in.
Yeah, actually, I'm a composer. I composed songs, and I just finished my album. Yeah, and I'm also having my second album, which is secular songs, love songs.
Love songs.
It's nice to be in love.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, are you ready now? You're-
Okay.
Sing?
I
Okay.
think so.
Okay, sa mga kaibigan po namin nakikinig po, kayo po ay nakikinig sa hindi lang DWBL po, 12:42 sa inyong mga pihitan. Ang oras po natin ay ganap na 7:40, what's that, 48? Okay, so let's listen
Ayan.
to Monica. Monica.
Ito yun.
Okay, okay.
Ano ba gusto mo?
We can talk a little bit while she's preparing.
Can we ask the technician to come over to help us to set everything here? Kami mga kaibigan, kami po ay babalik sa ating discussion. Meron pa tayong mga ilang minuto po. Pawitin lang muna natin si Monica. Okay. So, tutulungan tayo ni kaibigan.
Yes, I just want to say, Monica, when I met her, she's kind of in the category, I think, of Cesar Montano and some of those famous people. Right?
No, not so.
She's humble.
Teka.
Oh, rock and roll, huh?
Rock and roll.
Okay. It's on a break right now, so you can